You don't have to be a marathon runner. You don't have to be able to, pump a bunch of weight. You just need to kind of get off the couch and go take some walks. You don't have to get highly fit to get most of the benefit from exercise.
I'm Susan Goss, and as a seasoned therapist of more than 15 years, I'm honored to have had the opportunity to gain so much wisdom from so many people and love passing that knowledge on to others. So join me and some of my favorite friends as we share some tangible truths with you. Hey guys, welcome back to the Tangible Truth Podcast. I'm Susan Goss, and I have with me my favorite guest in the whole wide world, Steve Goss, Dr. Steve Goss.
Oh, brother. Well, hello again. How is everyone?
Oh, Steve, we're thrilled to have you. And listen, after we have eaten, listeners, if you've not listened to episode 1 and 2, you've got to go back because we have talked about the most practical things ever for Thanksgiving meals and prep and leftovers and helping our neighbors and all of that stuff. So now, after we are full as a tick and eaten all of this food, we need to do something very healthy to manage our health and well-being. And I know for a fact, I've got books and books and books that tell me that exercise is one of those things that helps relieve stress, helps relieve anxiety, releases endorphins in our body, and also can really benefit us in so many ways. Of course, our health and well-being, though. So many people don't understand the benefit of mental health and exercise, how they coincide.
Oh, yes.
It's
right.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
But, of course, physically, how that helps us. But I thought, wow, let's just wrap this up with a bow after this big meal. And you tell us the benefits of exercise. I mean, we can eat a big meal. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Enjoy our family.
Yes.
Enjoy our food and fellowship together. And then we can also go on a walk together.
Right.
And enjoy the outdoors, but reap the benefits of it as well. And you have this graft. You can the way you describe it, we can all picture it in our mind that it's not like we have to do marathon running. And for some of us, it's going to be a reminder for new listeners or for people that hadn't ever heard it. It's going to be new, but it will also, it'll just help all of us to hear it.
Yes. Well, I couldn't agree with you more about activity. I like to talk about activity sometimes more than I do exercise because as a doctor, I want people to understand that being active in any multiple of ways is what we want folks to really try to concentrate and work into their, life and their lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Exercise, sometimes people just have, the mental picture of having to go to a gym or running around a track and not that any of those things are bad, they're all very good, but you don't have to do those things necessarily. And the graph you're talking about is sort of plots your level of fitness against morbidity, particularly with cardiovascular disease. So it's kind of hard to imagine if you kind of looked at the shape of a rainbow and kind of tilted one end of it up to about a 45-degree angle. Now you've got this kind of rainbow that, is pointing down on one end and it kind of then slopes up and flattens off at the top. On the left-hand side of that graph, if you have low fitness levels, you've got kind of higher morbidity, more risk, cardiovascular risk at that level. If you move over with just to moderate activity, if you think about going up that rainbow curve, you go up and hit a point there, your cardiovascular risk goes down a lot. Mm. But if you go from moderate to highly fit, you keep going out onto the end of that rainbow that's sort of sloping and getting more flat. I don't know if this is painting a good visual, but at that point, you've reduced your cardiovascular risk quite a bit. But going from low to moderately fit, you've significantly reduced it. Going from moderately fit to highly fit, you've only benefited yourself a little bit more. So the real message, I think, for people in general is just getting from low fitness levels to moderately fit levels. You don't have to be a marathon runner. You don't have to be able to, pump a bunch of weight all the time and get really muscled up. Muscular strength training, aerobic activity, all those things are wonderful. And I'm not trying to dissuade anyone from any of that, but kind of just to get the mental picture of, I just need to kind of get off the couch and go take some walks. You don't have to get highly fit to get most of the benefit from exercise. Now, if you want to go into performance, that's a whole different thing. If you want to perform and run a certain distance at a certain time, that's going to take, getting more fit and doing more exercise. But from a general health standpoint, just kind of getting to that moderately fit level is where you get a lot of bang for your buck. You're going to get more performance going to more highly fit, but kind of risk reduction as far as cardiovascular disease and things doesn't go down as much as it does going from low to moderately fit. I don't know if I described that well enough, but
yes.
And so for me as a physician, I think that takes a lot of pressure off people.
It does.
You don't have to go jog miles and miles and miles, and again, I'm not dissuading people from doing those things, but, just pick good activities that you enjoy, that you can do, that maybe you do with friends. If you can do any of these things outdoors, kind of research has shown that's even more beneficial, kind of getting nature built into what you're experiencing while you're getting fit. Just enjoy those things and get out there. And maybe a good way to gauge it is just, have you done enough to kind of get a little bit of a sweat broken? You don't have to be drenched in sweat, but have you gotten your heart rate up, exerted yourself enough just to feel a little breathless and maybe be a little bit sweaty? That's a good gauge of how much. And it may not take you very much time to get to that level to begin with, but then you can stretch that out over time and get a little more fit. So anyway, just get out and move. It's good for weight control or weight loss. You almost have to have it. It's great for your joints, and you can get this benefit at almost any age and any fitness level. So, even if you're older and not very active anymore, do what you can. And then, your muscles, your joints may not allow you to do a whole lot, but you do some now, and maybe in a couple of weeks you can do a touch more and then a little bit more. And in fact, the opposite can be true a little bit. If you kind of get into more extreme fitness and sports, you have a greater likelihood of injuring yourself. So there's this sweet spot in the middle where you can just get moderately fit and you don't risk injury as much. Bicycle riding's great. A lot of people hurt themselves riding their bikes. You don't have to choose really riskier things either to kind of get a lot of benefit from your exercise.
I think that is such a great chart. I mean, it really is. What it is, it should be. I'm hoping the listeners are hearing and going, I'm encouraged. I can do that. That is something I can do. Also, the whole time I was listening, I was thinking rhythm over routine. Rhythm, that's a rhythm somebody can get into. We encourage, especially in therapy, we encourage rhythms. What are the rhythms of your life? Because rhythms are a bit kind of mentally, if you will, easier on us, because routine, if you miss now routines you have to have in your life. Like I have to take my seizure medication, every day. I have to be in a routine of doing that, or what happens if I don't. But a rhythm, it seems mentally more forgiving, because if you miss your routine, you think, you feel so bad about doing that, and you kind of put guilt and shame on yourself. In a rhythm, you give yourself freedom. When you use the word activity, well, I can walk in nature. I can walk on the treadmill. I can go to the gym and do an activity. I can do different things. It's still a rhythm of activity, which I had said the word exercise, but it's a rhythm of that. I'm an active human, that I do something, every day. And you're saying that keeping it at going from, let's say, 0 to moderate That is the most benefit of
Yes.
and that's so doable, really. And I don't have to go, okay, I'm going to run the so-and-so race.
Yeah, not a bad goal.
Not a bad goal, but I don't have to.
Right.
But
if that's not your thing, don't beat yourself up and stay low fitness. Get moderately fit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's very doable.
Yeah. The other thing about the activity too is if it's hard to have, a full 30 minutes or an hour to go walk or do something, if you work in an office building, go walk a few flights of stairs in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Take 10 minutes, whether that's you set aside 10 minutes when you first get there or 10 minutes out of your lunch hour or 10 minutes before you get in your car and go home or whatever it may be. Just kind of grab any moments that you can during the day just to do something that's kind of physically challenging, a little bit more than sitting at your desk or just walking around on the floor.
Now, you've told me before that if you need 30 minutes total in a day, that you can do the 10-minute stairs in the morning, 10-minute stairs at lunch, and then 10 minutes before you go home, and then you're done with your 30 minutes.
Right.
Now, tell me the difference between breaking up your 30 minutes, 10, 10, and 10, and doing it all at one time as far as cardio exercise.
Right. Well, again, you're not going to get performance level issues going on. I mean, you're not going to get performance level sort of fitness by doing it that way, but you'll burn up the same amount of calories.
Okay.
You'll still kind of get more to that moderately fit level by breaking it up that way.
Okay.
So again, if time is an issue, try to grab those 10 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day to try to get to your total 30 or 40 minutes, and for someone that's really busy and has kids to pick up and then cook for, and, you come home from work and now you're feeling too tired to do much of a workout. You just have to find your time, find your moments, but just don't have the pressure that I've got to be super fit to get a lot of benefit from it.
Okay.
That's the main message, I think.
Okay. Good information. So, plus it can be a social activity like we're talking about, especially at a holiday season for the family. Oh, I'm so full after that meal. It's so delicious. Let's go walk. For us, it's easy to go walk Kohler Trail, but, let's go for a walk around the block or something like that. It's also social. You can visit and walk at the same time.
Right.
I don't want to walk and work up a sweat after a big meal like that, but yes.
Well, probably won't be doing that in the end of November, but anyway.
No, that's true too.
Yep.
Depending on where you are.
True.
And where you live.
True.
But great information, and especially at this time of year. And I hope that everyone, I don't know that we're going to do a podcast on the week of Thanksgiving. So I hope that everyone has a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. And there's so much to be thankful for. And listeners, I'm certainly thankful for you. I'm thankful for the Lord and His goodness. He is a wonderful Lord and Savior. We have much to be thankful for. I'm thankful for you, Steve, and our family. And I'm thankful for Jesus Christ.
Yes. God bless everyone. And
yes,
holidays, can be tough for some people.
They can be extremely tough.
Yeah.
It's as a therapist, one of my busiest time of a year.
Sure.
It brings tears to my eyes because of family of origin issues and stuff, and it breaks my heart.
People are going to have loved ones that won't be with them this Thanksgiving or
They will
Christmas.
not. They will not. They've lost them. There's pain and struggle within relationships, or they're alone. And man, there's so many I'm already praying for, and we lift you up. We lift you up, and we pray for you now. God is near. God is near to the brokenhearted. God is near to the brokenhearted. He knows pain and suffering more than anyone.
That is true. I think y'all have got her stumped right now just because she's feeling for you guys.
Yeah.
But, you're struggling with things, but smile and find someone that you can laugh with, even for a few brief moments. And,
oh, wow.
Just
Yeah.
Don't let it get the best of you. Okay. Try to take charge of it as best you can. And I'm not the counselor and I may be getting in trouble, but we just, cast it on the Lord. He can take
that's
it.
Good. That's good.
He can take it away.
There. Yeah. Cast it to him because he cares for you. That's what he tells us to do. But anyway, we love you and very, very thankful for you and appreciate you, Steve, being our guest for these several times. Carrie is going to put all of those you probably have already seen on episode 1 and episode 2, some links. Anyway, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Tangible Truth Podcast, part of the KLRC Podcast Network.